Hello, users! We are back again with another episode of Creature Comforts. This may be a shorter episode. This is mostly just a progress catch-up for you all. So, after our long, but an arduous attempt at success, and finally obtaining success yesterday, I went and edited the archive, removed about 3.5 hours of footage, and then I'm like, I'll check it out later. I'll worry about it later. Then I woke up extra early today and started over from the beginning. I went through and made sure to make all the same decisions that I made from the narrative purposes, but did some differences around my stat build. Two things I discovered. Number one, I definitely focused on the wrong things early on. And number two, I'm very, very interested what a second playthrough is going to be like, because there's some pretty dramatic things that you could do that you are having premonitions around. I didn't choose them. I didn't go look at what they did, but they're there. So, without further ado, let me load up and show you kind of what this looks like, because it's kind of wild. Well, helps if I launch the game. There we go. Alright, that's launching. Let's load up. Oh. Alright. So, we're back here. You're gonna see some bit differences on my stats and stuff. Everything's substantially higher now. And the reason why... Remember, I was like, where the hell are all the pets? Well, the pets are way more important than I thought. In your... I want to say... second year? We had a chance to get this little Vriki guy, but we didn't have a high enough animal stat. Well, look at what this Vriki guy does. +1 skill reward at the end of a challenge if you win, and a bonus to straights. And then you actually get the ability to upgrade them. +1 skill on challenge wins, and +3 to straights. I just got this. Like, this was right before I stopped the... Well, that's interesting. Both of them are from a Lindsay, but different Lindsays. That's cool. So, this meant, at least early on, instead of 1 stat point every time I succeeded, it was 2, which is pretty dramatic. I still don't have a way to realistically raise persuasion or empathy very easily. I did eventually get empathy up there, which is important because I was able to clean up my deck a lot. I also got the little hop-eye dude, which I have not used, but seems very useful. And I'm probably going to work on raising organization, because that is what unlocked the second slot. But this is meant to be the same Vriki. I did also give Rikis a new name in this. They're now called Rikitikis, as in like Riki Tiki Tavi. But yeah, that made a it made a dramatic difference. To the point where, like, this entire year I didn't have to rush. I put off everything until basically the end because I was already doing everything I needed for food. So wild. But what we do need to do now, if I remember right, I can't remember if I've already picked up the stuff for Dad, and I need to go research it, or if I need to go pick it up, but we'll find out. So yeah. There. Yep, got Shroud, carrying a bunch of rocks, high spawn. Oh, no. Well, we already got that. That's a weird repeat of the message. So, one of the things we unlocked is the ability to relax in this park here. And you do it enough times, and you can upgrade your pets. Okay, how we doing? Yeah, we're good. Okay. So this may be a shorter stream. I'm going to get at least a year done. At least. Alright, let's see if we can do this. I'm actually really close to the next engineering. Are there any of these that do organizing? What did reasoning get me? Engineering. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, like, I see this, and I saw this, earlier on. Okay. Alright, now we're gonna reload, because this is guiding them to the cure without actually doing the thing. We're gonna do this the right way. Yep, bye. Okay. Late wet is tangents. We already gave her a gift. Just. Alright. So. Forage in the valley. I cannot describe how important getting that Vriki was and how much easier it made to get my stats up. Holy crap. I mean, I guess I understand it wasn't the experience, but it's like, I do kind of wish they had given us more options around that. Or like we could go back and get it. Done that. Let's just get more food. Why not? That's a lot. 82. We got this, so 6, 8, 4, 3, 3. Ooh, that's good. One for each gem on each other card. And give it. Yes. There we go. That's a good card, too. Your path is blocked. It's a Bariki. Yep. Its gaze drops from your pet to your pet Bariki Rikitiki, who chitters and runs up to it, waving its grasping tentacles. The gigantic creature huffs and leaves down to sniff it, its rage forgotten. The larger creature makes a chuffing noise, like a tiger, a bassy, vibrating exhale that ruffles your Vriki's fur. Content it's not going to eat Rikitiki, You keep back and let them introduce themselves. Ricky Ticky isn't intimidated in the slightest. In fact, it seems totally relaxed in the presence of this hulking beast. They touch tentacles and sniff each other, and Ricky even curls up in the bigger one's arms for a while. Aww! Wait, you look like just a parent and a child. Is this another life phase of the Vriki? After a while, the huge Vriki leaves harmlessly. You're happy the little buddy got some social time with her own species. Friends! Okay. Press forward. Uh-huh. Take a sample of the fungus. Uh-huh. Get the fuck out. Remember, we need enough time to go... approach it. We need enough time to go research the cure. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? The Vriki runs up your leg. It's a giant spider thing, and it's got weird tentacles, and get it off! The urge to dance around and shake it's almost uncontrollable. I mean, we've got a pet one now. The Vriki tastes you with its tentacle feeler legs, but doesn't look interested in causing you harm. Pokes at your backpack, trying to get in, and gives up and scurries off. So yeah, Kevin, you missed it, but basically I restarted and when I woke up at like 4 a.m. and rushed back through, and I discovered if you unlock this little dude here, he gives you +1 stat every time you gain a stat. So as you can see, my stats are substantially better now. I also got the little hop-eye dude, but I'm not using him right now. You actually can upgrade your pets, which is wild, but I think we're good to go. Make sure we got everything. Yeah, basically doubles everything. Triples now. No, wait. Now I'll go back. Yeah, it made that entire process substantially easier. Right, glow. Take a look around. Grab that. Go to engineering. Let's find a cure. Tangent and Chief Engineer Instance have been hard at work in the lab trying to find a cure for the shimmer disease. You come to realize you remember how to cure shimmer, which we actually have the item, but that's fine. Can't tell if it comes from your dreams, but you know the fungal topiaries. Alright. You offer to help and nudge the research in the right direction. Due to what looks like a series of happy accidents, you achieve a breakthrough in a matter of weeks that would have taken years. Sunlight. You try inoculations, antibiotics, antifungal creams, but what finally works is a high-intensity light treatment mimicking the full force of the suns during dusk, coupled with the injection to increase its potency. Of course, Ange exclaims, the fungus colonizes animal life during pollen, and some succumb to it, but the intense light of dust scourges the fungus from the survivors. It's all part of the natural cycle. Treatment works on samples. Now to test it on a subject. You know it works. Test it on yourself. You already know the treatment works and is safe, but to test it on someone to prove it. At least this way, you look like a badass. You open a triple-locked research room and pass through an airlock. You'll have your enviro suit on, but that's the point. You need a strong dose of this fungus in your lungs. The small room is filled with shimmer fungus. It grows on everything, the floor and walls, and on lumpy shapes that were some kind of biological matter once. Now it's just all fungus, violent and shiny. You breathe deeply, marveling in the feeling of soupy, dangerous air infiltrating your body. Hand watches safely from behind the thick plexiglass. You can't tell if she's jealous or impressed. Next, you slide into the light therapy machine to bask in the nice, warm light for a while. You even have a nap. Dr. Instance takes your vitals and runs samples of your fluids through various machines. She is excruciatingly thorough. Hey, Yinhua! How are you doing? Good morning. I guess it's technically afternoon now, but good day. I was going for a while yesterday. And then I restarted the game today and got back to where I was in a much better place, as you can see now with all these filled up bars. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was going till midnight here. We were successful last night. The VOD will go up tonight, and I edited out all the millions of unsuccessful attempts. But I'm like, they can't be, I guess it could have been that difficult. What I discovered is I basically focused pretty poorly. Like, they were even guiding me early on to focus on working on in the greenhouse with the family. Doing that builds up food early, but also you then eventually get animals unlocked, and then once you have a good enough animal stat, you can actually find pets. And one of the pets basically doubles every stat point you gain. So as you can see, I have substantially more stats from now. I'll introduce you to Ricky Tiki here in a moment, but she's excruciating. I'm going to freaking you here. After the last few days concludes the treatment is a success. You still carry a high fungal load, but its effects have been nullified by the light therapy. Like, yeah. Remarkable, Instant says, going over your findings. Now that we have a frontline therapy, we can begin treating the population to prevent the fungus from taking hold. He looks over at Tange. Selene's discovery will be of great help to you with our other research. You expect Tangent might be cross that you got credit, but she nodded, looked pleased. You're just thankful that no one was killed, not your father or anyone else. The colony is safe from the shimmer. Alright, get to work. 5 kudos if it equals goal. Okay. So 5. 4. That's equal to goal. We're really close to that second engineering slot. The roar wakes you. It would wake the dead, shakes the walls, rumbles through the ship's hull, and makes your heart skip a beat. You're paralyzed by a sudden clench of fear in your gut. Through your porthole window, you hear metal screeching and people shouting. Then another roar. Guttural rumbling like the sound of a mountain collapsing. Something enormous is out there. Is this the dream we had at the start? You don't know what gives you the courage, but you run out to the fields to face the horrible creatures face to... Oh, shit! It has no face. In place of a face, or even a head, its body just unzips, revealing a mess of wreathing pink tentacles and blinking eyes, pocked with jagged, asymmetrical teeth. It stands on 4 enormously powerful legs. This is like a fucking Resident Evil boss. Each is wide across its tree trunk. Clinging to its back and its thick, slug-like tail are clumps of lichen that glow faintly in the night. The creature is nearly twice the height of a greenhouse. It stands on top of the flattened one. The wreckage of lattice plants all around. Flickers of light from the plas rifles and stun gloves light it from underneath. The stench of ozone is thick in the air. See Nem and her brother Calm darting in and around its legs with twin shocks of red hair. The faceless creature lurches into another greenhouse, oblivious to the soldier trying to herd it away. The monster left a trail of destruction from where it smashed right through the walls. Smaller creatures are pouring in through the gap and they're heading right towards command. You watch helplessly as the hordes of animals storm command, sneaking through torn away panels and smashing through windows. It's too far away to hear the screams, but Governor Udicott is inside. You have to do something. We gotta save Uticott. The smaller creatures are making a beeline for command, slipping into the heart of the colony while Defense Squad is distracted. The line of slinking many-legged beasts pass by at much easier targets, moving with eerie, almost tactical purpose. Whatever's happening, you have to stop them. The scene in command is chaos. The blast doors that would have protected the bridge from depressurization in space are held open by a mound of corpses, both human and animal. And inside you hear Governor Unicott screaming for someone to help her. Yes, yeah, please, save the nice old lady. Alright. Well, I mean... that. And then... and we can probably just... that, and that? Ow, combat got a big boost from that. You beat back enough beasts to help Uticott escape the bridge. As you shelter under a meeting room table, you hear horrible noises from the rest of the ship. Metal screeching, that terrible abomination roaring, the sound of the creatures outside tearing their way through hallways and trashing everything. Suddenly the ship lurches and drops a few feet, buckling under the weight of something massive. Out of the porthole window, you see a fleshy pink tentacle slap against the side of the ship before the faceless abomination outside crashes into the ground, taking the entire outer wall of the ship with her. Uticott sobs quietly into her hands in the sudden silence. You wait a long time until Congruence gives you the all clear. The council calls an all-colony meeting to face the aftermath of the attack. In the impressive gloom of glow, you gather near engineering with the other survivors. One of the few buildings still standing. The corpse of the Faceless still sits in the caved-in wreckage of the Stratospheric, spilling its flaccid pink tentacles from its horrible zipper-toothed maw. It's already beginning to stink. At least the governor survived. Governor Uticott takes the stage and thanks you personally for rescuing her during the attack. Because of your bravery, the colony still has its leader. He also acknowledges the bravery of the defense squad, citing their heroism, finally taking down the Faceless. Only it hadn't gotten away from them and stampeded right into the Stratospheric. At least it stopped before it got into engineering, as that would have activated the reactor and left the crater the size of an asteroid impact. Oh, fuck. Geoponics is gone, the greenhouse is destroyed and fields trampled, after a year of suffering, starving, and only barely scraping by. Fuck. You're not just back to where you were. Even worse. The entire front half of the Stratospheric has been destroyed. The living quarters, the canteen, the garrison, the lounge, even the creche. It's all gone. By some stroke of luck, the people hiding in the creche weren't all killed. Governor Unicott solemnly reads the names of those who lost their lives. Too many. You all stand for a moment of silence. Feel the weight of loss like a blow to your chest. Nem and her family cry out with their but "Oh, Pooch has died." Brother Comb's name is called. Their quiet sobbing continues through the silence. With the living quarters destroyed, everyone moves into engineering wing for shelter. You crowded into classrooms with other families. The adults try to make it seem like a sleepover, but you're all still so shaken. Nem cries about her brother, screams at anyone who tries to comfort her. Eventually, you just ignore her grief, as painful it is to hear her sobbing at night. You feel like you've been awake for days. You'll never fully sleep again. You try, but you keep jerking awake, crying out in fear. Eventually, you fall asleep sitting up, held in your father's arms. Your sleep is fitful, but mercifully dreamless. Ah! Well, alright. New save. Ah! Guess let's talk to our family. Like other people in geoponics, your dad has been working day and night to salvage what he can after the attack. It's gonna be okay, he promises. We just need to work hard. Al puts on a brave smile. We have a lot to be thankful for, he says. We're still alive. That counts for something, right? Your mom looks overdrawn with lack of sleep. Be careful out there, she says wearily. Don't want anything to happen to you too. Just how you doing? Just examining a bit of rubble, turning it over in his hands. I wonder if we're ever gonna find, like, alien tech, he says. Wouldn't that be cool? Guess we'll see, buddy. Mars crosses arms and sulks. What's the point of having all these kudos if I can't actually use them to, like, buy stuff we need? Like, hello? It's not like I can mail order supplies through the wormhole. Tangent frowns. I just don't understand, she says. Why now? Why does it keep getting worse? Engineering is crammed with families and belongings they've salvaged from destroyed living quarters. You can spend some time your temporary lodgings in the classroom, or help the adults try to fix things. Let's rebuild. The first month of quiet passes, each day plodding one after the other. You still have trouble sleeping in the classroom barracks, but there's nowhere else to go. Every day you wake the others and try to make the best of it. Grief and anger comes in waves, not just for you, but for everyone. Some days are better than others. You're assigned to help rebuild the walls. The first part of the month is spent dragging away the wreckage, sorting into the salvage, or recycling. By the time that's done, crews reassembled part of the stratospheric have delivered enough salvage that you can begin work patching up the walls. A sense of urgency permeates the crew. After everything, people need to feel safe. Just on the work crew with you, something he does begrudgingly. Walls didn't help the first time, he grumbles whenever anyone asks for his opinion. We should just tear them down and live like the animals do. Someone planted a bunch of buildings on my land, I'd be pissed off too. Nope, work hard. By the end of the month, you made noticeable progress. There are other priorities and not a lot of construction material, but when last year's mushwood harvest is done drying out, you'll be able to do more. Even if Stis is right that didn't help the first time, it is better than nothing. Wow. No red whatsoever. Alright. Abba. 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 Wow. Well, we hit tier 2 toughness. Oh, we got organizing. The sun finally dawns again on your birthday. You wake early and climb to the top of engineering and watch the first sun's watery rays break the horizon as the wormhole recedes across the sky. Dawn should represent hope for a long period of darkness, but this light only reveals the full extent of the damage to the colony. You've been having trouble sleeping like most people. It's hard to find rest crammed into the classroom with all the other kids and their families. Every time you close your eyes, you see... You shake your head to clear the memory. You pull your blanket more tightly around your shoulders. Not your blanket, that one's gone. And stare out at the sun as it rises on the horizon, meager and sickly. Hey, kiddo. Here, your mom comes and sits beside him. Thought I'd find you here. You both sit in silence for a while, watching the sunrise pick out the broken glass littering the field, glimmering like a field of stars. After a few minutes, your mom nudges you with her elbow. So, she says, your first apocalypse, huh? She huffs, smiling self-deprecatingly. First one's always the hardest. Side. When the first colony was attacked back on Earth, that was it. The thing my parents told me about, the power of community, all that, I thought they were shit too. She turns and gives you a serious look. It's okay to be sad, right? And mad too. Mad as hell. I want to get out there and rip every goddamn mushroom out of the ground. And that's keeping me going, for now. But that's not going to be ever so long. She said, continued. Eventually, the sadness and rage is going to cool. You have to figure out how to feel after. She points at your chest. Hope lives here, she says. Human condition, or the human. We just know when to give up. Your mom squints out into the sunrise. I had to figure out how to have hopes too. I needed it. Get on a busted spaceship with Dad and launch myself through a wormhole. Hope is why we had you. Miles. Things work out in unusual ways a lot. It just takes time. You watch the sunrise together for a few more minutes. After a bit, your mom pulls out a little box tied with a piece of gardening twine. From your father. Happy birthday, kiddo. Aw, she gave another medallion. You know what it is before you open it. Your old medallion, the one your dad made, the sun on it to represent Earth, was broken during the attack. In all chaos, you didn't even notice, but your parents did. They made you a new one. Like you remember. A similar design with a wormhole this time to represent Vertumna. You thank her and squint out at the swirling wormhole still barely visible in the brightening sky. So massive and awe-inspiring this time of year, but it's always seemed to herald disaster. You're happy to watch it fade away in the daylight. Your mom lets out a dark chuckle and slaps you on the back. What a birthday. Here's to another one, right? You both head back down to downstairs to the wreckage of the canteen, where they put up temporary roofing with whatever tarps and scraps that could be found. The colony nanoprinters, the few that still run, have been working day and night to replace the necessities of life, but larger construction projects are going to take some time. Aunt Anne has coaxed the kitchen nanoprinters into making soy gruel and pressed bar. Life-sustaining, but depressing. You and the other colonists eat your breakfast in stony silence as you mentally prepare for the day. Governor Unicott looks more frail than you've ever seen her, but her eyes remain determined. Last week they held a mass funeral for everyone who died. Talk of turning the stratospheric destroyed front half into a memorial shrine after everything useful has been salvaged. There's still so much to do. Man. Do we not get a funeral for Calm? That's fucked. Alright. Anybody? Ooh, we got a new perk. Oh, yeah. Well, we don't have a garrison gym, so I don't think we can use whatever that perk is for. Nobody got anything new to say? Nope. Alright. Just overwrite fuck. I guess we can try and rebuild again. You're assigned to help out in geoponics. The agriculturists have been hard at work trying to salvage what they can of the ruined fields and the destroyed greenhouse. But there's still a lot of work to be done. Your mom is in fine form in her role as chief cultivator. She'd never admit it, but managing his crisis is what she's made for. Cal works in geoponics too, of course. He smiles when he sees you. Hey, Solane. There's a lot of stuff to do. What do you want to work on? Let's rebuild the animal pens. The pens only suffered minor damage during the attack. Weirdly, most of the damage seems to have come from inside the pens, as if the normally tame animals have stirred into a frenzy. Tangent is also here, though not to hammer and nails things. She's studying the animals, trying to figure out what could have influenced them. Takes blood and hair samples and readings with some sort of complicated brain scanning device. Interesting, is all she says, not explaining her findings to you and Cal. Everyone is worried that this will be the final nail in the coffin for your food supply after the famine left. You try not to think too hard about it, instead focusing on what you can, and focusing on just doing what you can to help rebuild. Right? That, and that, and that, and that. Get bent? You're eating in the mess tents when you hear something rumbling. Your bowl and cutlery start rattling. People look in alarm. Could it be another attack so soon? You begin to hear shouting from the tent. Someone runs into from outside. Someone runs into the tent. There's something falling from the sky, they shout. It's on fire. You join the crowd of people leaving your temporary structures to gather in this colony square. People are squinting up in the milky, quiet sunlight, pointing and gesturing wildly. It's impossible to miss the thing hurtling towards you from space, like a great big ball of fire coming straight for you. Is this it? Is this the end? After all you've been through, a meteor's gonna land in the middle of your already ruined colony and kill you all? Oh fuck, another ship. Mars grabs your shoulder. It's another ship, he exclaims. Look, look! It's another spaceship from Earth. Ink! Hello! Let me give you a shout out here. You know what? I didn't. Aw. No worries, Ink. Enjoy your plans. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for stopping by. After a 6.5 hours, or 6.5 hour stream yesterday where I did the same year in this game over and over again, trying to save someone's life, we were successful. I woke up super early, and then I need to make a lurk command. Woke up super early and started over and got back to where I was with much better everything. So enjoy your holiday, and I hope to see you again soon. You stare up, unbelievingly, at the rapidly approaching ship. The flames of its entry into the atmosphere dissipate, but a thick column of greasy black smoke trails behind it. Soon you can hear the whistle of it rippling through the atmosphere at terminal velocity. That is not a controlled descent. It's an enormous ship coming at you way too fast. The ship's reverse thrusters fire, trying to slow it down so it doesn't smash into a billion pieces when it hits the planet. Everyone scatters to take cover. You crouch behind some rocks, throw your arms over your head, and squeeze your eyes shut. You hear the massive spaceship touch down in Japonic, plowing through the field. Plowing through the fields and grinding over what's left of the greenhouse. You're thrown to the ground from the force of the impact as shrapnel and small rocks zing past your head. It grinds along like some roaring monster, cutting a great scar through the colony and kicking up enormous clouds of dust. Finally, the ship comes to a creaking, shuddering halt. You and the other colonists carefully crawl out of your hiding places, coughing and rubbing your eyes. The new ship is half buried and obscured by dust. You can tell it's from Earth. You squint to make out stenciled letters. Heliopause. A hatch opens in its side and silhouettes begin to emerge. Silhouettes with guns. Soldiers march out of the dust and quickly surround all the remaining colonists. More soldiers form two parallel lines from the ship to the square, their guns in parade rest. The lone figure strides down the center towards you. Well, you look like a douchebag. Greetings, fugitives of Earth, the man says, spreading his hands wide. The dismayed murmur ripples through the crowd. The adults exchange significant looks. Chief Engineer Instance tries to slip out of the crowd, but she's stopped by a line of soldiers. The man smiles. He has a broad, easygoing smile that doesn't match the threatening aura of the soldiers, or the smoking ruins of the ship behind him. I am Commander Lum, he says proudly. As captain of the Heliopause, I have come to render aid and bring you to justice. Sorry, what? Udicott steps forward and out of the crowd. You're not the commander of the Heliopause, he says firmly. Where is the person I was speaking to? Commander Morikawa. Everyone's in surprise. Udicott's been in communication with the ship for how long? I am the captain of the Heliopause, who repeats stubbornly, then adds, according to the chain of command. We sustained significant loss of personnel when we went through the wormhole. You can't help but notice many of the soldiers exchanged this. You wonder how many people had to die before Lum became commander. As the commanding officer, I declare this colony to be under protection. As such, you're now subject to the laws of Earth. To be quite blunt, young man, it appears you need us as much as we need you, Udicott replies primly. The recumbent colony, such as it is, offers our hospitality to our guests from Earth. Lum opens his mouth, but Udicott cuts him off. Now, there's no need for posturing. Whatever the purpose of your mission here, you'll soon learn that on this side of the wormhole, we are all human. Right now, we need each other more than we need mandates from Earth. Udicott turns to the assembled colonists. Effective immediately, I will be stepping down as governor and turning your leadership of the council to Lum of the Heliopause, he says, smiles genially at him. I hope that will satisfy your craving for justice, at least as we get our feet under us. I don't know why I can't do my normal old lady voice anymore. Hold on, you gotta reorient. Cranberries. There we go. Weird. Judging by the number of guns on display, you don't think that you have a choice in it. It's a good thing the colony is in such a pathetic shape right now, your mom mutters under breath. If they thought we were a threat, they'd probably just have shot us. Dad squeezes her shoulders and tells her to be quiet. No one knows how to react. A new governor from Earth, nearly 100 new colonists, most of them trained soldier. What does this mean for the colony? The crowd disperses slowly, and the council members follow Lum back to the Heliopause, presumably to talk about the future of your colony. Hope. You track down your friends. So what do you think of new people? Seems upset. I'm excited to make new friends. But I have to make these Helios eating out of my hand. Or I'm going to have these Helios eating out of my hand in no time. The entire colony, now twice as many, sets to work on salvaging the wreckage of the heliopause, tearing it down and combining it with the stratospheric's remaining section. Spirits are high, though these new colonists from the heliopause aren't like any people you've ever met before. With their uniforms and weapons, more like an invading force than a rescue. Ah, we have to deal with fascism. As the dust settles, you rebuild your colony around this new ship, the heliopause. The new arrivals, soldiers mainly, are aloof at first. Many see you as fugitives. Together, you build new walls, living quarters, greenhouses, and a massive bunkered garrison. The Stratos engineering wing is the only reminder of your own colony. The heliopause brought enough rations for another 5 years, as well as a rich seed bank with working hydroponics. Oh, that's great. Okay. They also have more guns and explosives than you've ever seen in your life. Even the ship has guns. A full stomach, roof over your heads, and a promise of safety convinces most Strato colonists to accept it. In turn, the Helios decide that your criminals pose little threat. A grudging peace is brokered between the two groups. You decide they aren't so different, really. Even Helio children, born among the stars just like you. After a month of hard work, you and your parents move into your new quarters. You get your own room for the first time in your life. You step out onto your own balcony and watch the new colony, its grounds bustling with so many strangers and strange new ideas. You feel something rising in your chest you haven't felt it in some time. Hope? Excitement? What will the new day bring? You better get out there and find out. Alright. Post Helio. Ooh, hello, new friend. You've seen Nami Nami around since the heliopause landed. They're around your age and barely 1.5 meters tall, only coming up to your shoulders. You've never seen anyone dressed as strangely as they do. Hi! Their voices high-pitched and quick. I'm Nami Nami, short for nomination. You do a little twirl and bow. You introduce yourself as... and... that's what they do for fun. Well, kind of a bit of everything. I like designing outfits and reading manga and learning about dinosaurs and cool xenofauna and robots and aliens and, oh, watching anime and playing Laser Fable, of course. I'm sorry, what? Most lately, I play Laser Fable. So fun to play outside the great big endless outdoors. Nami Nami dances in a circle, waving her arms and gesturing at your surroundings. Do we have a manic pixie friend? Is that what we're getting right now? Challenge of doing game Laser Fable. You're on! Nami Nami helps you install it on your holopalm and explains the rules. Laser Fable is an augmented reality game where you bounce holograms, lasers off of real objects nearby. It's speed-based, so you're running around and bumping into each other, and there's extended house rules when it's illegal to block each other's lasers. Yeah? Nope, don't want that one. Right on, brother. Nami gives you a high five and a couple of quick flicks on the gauntlet gives you a kudos for winning. They explain how they always play Laser Fable with the kids from Heliosphere. But they mostly don't want to play anymore. They say they're too old for it. They just want to be soldiers now. Except Rex. He's still cool. Alright. Well, nice to meet you, Nami. Oh, we got a cat boy? How you doing, buddy? The colony's full of new people. Everywhere you look, you see a stranger. Disorienting. After growing up on a closed spaceship. You never expected to meet any other humans that weren't made here on Vantumna. You bump into you straight into one of these new people while you're jogging through the colony. Oof. He laughs and holds you steady, brushing the imaginary dust off you and give you a wide fangs. Hey, it's one of the kids from the heliopause. You think his name is Rex. That's flirty. We're gonna be nice. Hey, I'm Solane. Welcome to Vertumna. You stick out your hand and shake his, and he laughs. You notice his wiggling dog ears. They really can move independently. Pleased to meet you, he says. I'm Rex, and I love to shake a paw. I know tons of tricks. He winks. Rex puts his hand against his cheek, looking cute and lost. Hey, since I'm new here, do you think you could help me find the construction yard? I thought I might apply you for a job. I'll take you there. You walk him over to command. Everything's moved around since heliopause landed, but the construction yard is still in command where it always was. At the entrance, you meet Mars, filing her nails, looking like she's waiting for somebody. Why, hello, cutie. Oh, no, this is her. Why, hello, cutie, she says to Rex. Where did you come from? He looks up to her, up and down, and grins. I'm just an angel who fell from the sky, darling. You try not to gag as the two of them flirt. You give aloud a hem and point Rex to the construction yard. He looks back at Mars over his shoulder and winks as he leaves. Well, I'm glad they hit it off. New person. Got our net back. Tangent is about to duck back into engineering when you approach. She winces and shields her eyes from the sun. She looks at you miserably and you notice her right eye is glowing faintly. It's my new hollow eye implant, Tangent says. The ghostly glow snaps in and out of existence as she blinks. Seem to be experiencing some unpleasant side effects from it. Similar to that of an ocular migraine. Oof, I don't appreciate those, Tangent confesses. Instance warned me that this level of visual information is difficult for the human brain to comprehend at first. You agree to follow her into engineering to get out of the sun. It's similar to a holopalm, she explains, still holding her forehead and squinting, but with infinitely large screen because it projects directly onto the oculus. It used to belong to Dr. Instance. She passed it down to me to help with my work. I'm sure you'll get used to it soon. Kane sets her jaw and nods, determined. I know I would. It's only pain. It's more than an implant. Ange continues to follow her to the medbay lane. Hollow eyes are on the very forefront of human augmentation. They represent our next steps towards ascending as a species. She touches the red scar where her hollow palm used to be. No more clunky screens, no more privacy concerns, she says quietly. Elegant, integrated design. It observes the motion of my hand and uses it to generate an AR interface with my entire field of vision. It's partly powered by my own metabolism, through magnets embedded in my skull. Beautiful. Nobody else is here. You hear the gentle hum of experiments running in the corner. This kind of technology is so far beyond what we're capable of reproducing in the colony, Ange sighs, rubbing her temple under the implant. Once they're gone, they're gone. Maybe Earth will send us a shipment of new ones once someday. But I expect they've developed something more advanced since we left Earth. I suppose it's more likely they've forgotten about us completely. Ring, bring. The quiet hub of the laboratory is shattered by an alarm. Ange jumps at the sudden noise and shuts her eyes tight. I have to get this, she mutters, gesturing the air signal ringing. The simulation I'm running is time-sensitive, she explains. Experiments require minute changes to their environment every 2 hours. Temperature, humidity, light level. Grimaces. If we had better automation, it wouldn't be a problem. Oh, I can help with your migraine. You were in the medbay after all. You rummage around for a bottle of Trips hands and a cold towel. Tangent grudgingly swallows the migraine medicine and lays down on a medbed with a towel over her eye. You shake her head. The girl needs to take better care of herself as you apply pressure to her temples. She slowly breathes in and out. After a few minutes, the tension in her face eases. I feel less human now. Thank you, she says with a small smile. She wobbles over to her experiment, where she uses the computer to set the environmental parameters for what seems to be some sort of fungal growth comparison. When she's finished, Tangent slops down on the floor in a corner where it's nice and dark. She folds her arms and lays down her head on them. This should buy me 2 more hours. I wish I could flirt, but Tange is just our friend. Tange shifts over, wordlessly inviting you to sit down beside her. Her arms is cool to the touch as it rests against yours. She turns to you. Thank you for your assistance. Nothing. Tange gives you a slight smile, barely visible in the faint glow of her hollow. Then, thanks for nothing, I suppose. Please don't tell Instance that my body is adjusting poorly to the hollow eye, she adds. It's only temporary. This stupid flesh prison is not allowed to draw the limits of my form. Nope, nope, nope. Nem doesn't notice you approach. Focuses intently on the document on her holopalm. Chewing on her nails, she reads through the small print. She jumps when she sees you, looking momentarily guilty. Oh, hey, Solane. I was just looking over some stuff. The Helios want to get all the documents you have to sign, and if you wanna... Trails off and biting her lip. I'm gonna sign up to join up with the Helios, she says hesitantly. But there's a part where if you're under 18, you have to have your parents' permission just to sign up as a reservist, and... He looks down at the ground and scuffs her shoe in the dirt. My mom's gonna be so mad, she rumbles. So mad. Like, she's probably gonna cry and it'll be this whole stupid thing, and... Takes a breath. I gotta do something. It's a bad idea. Nem sniffs and rubs her nose on the back of her hand. Maybe it's a real bad. I don't know. But I just can't sit around and do nothing. Next time those aliens come, I want to be ready for them. I'm not going to get caught off guard again, Amity says, setting her jaw. When they come back, I want to be able to fight with everything I got. No one else has to die like Calm. Nem gestures angrily to dismiss the holoscreen and put her face in her hand. She crouches down small, presses her head against her knees, and takes an anguished breath. Says, bunch of dumb, dinosaur-looking assholes. You don't have to do this. You tell her there are other ways to help besides finding. She stands up and rubs her eyes. Maybe, but this is my best option. I'm not just gonna let them take anyone. Ooh, nope. Not gonna mess with that. I still haven't looked at those screens and I don't want to. I just really want to quickly see... We made our choices, so we'll keep them, but I do want to see... here's what your mom thinks. Doing the right thing. Okay. Okay. Same choices. It's a bad idea. Do this. Alright. The new boy from Heliosphere is a couple years older than you. He's very handsome, and the missing arm gives him a heroic battle-scarred vibe. He stands tall and ready for action even though it's a normal, boring day. The other recruits milling around the garrison give him a wide, respectful berth. He sees you staring and gives you a curt nod. My name is Vase. Lieutenant Olivacious, he says, considering you with a glint of his eye. And you are... How do you introduce yourself? I'm an explorer. His expression doesn't change. Is that right? Says, with an air of a boy who's hard to impress. Nice to meet you, Solane. I hear it's been a rough couple of years for your colony. Luckily, our heliopods came along just in time, he continues. Don't worry. We have some of the best soldiers. The very best. We'll keep the colony safe. Are you one of those best soldiers? We train as a team, but... Yes, I've won more than my share of zero-G judo matches and virtual riflery tournament. You can compete against adults. Being planetside is totally different. Tell Vase that firing a virtual gun, nothing compared to running your life through the jungle while a wild Unisaur hunts you down. A Unisaur? Vase says, leaning forward a little, his eyebrows raised. Did they actually say something that interests him? That sounds like fun sport. I'd like to try it sometime. Alright. Well, those are introductions. We're real close to being the next tier of... Value is wild? Eh. Oh, Dad. Dad and Mom. Hello, my little tomato. Your dad's voice rings across the field, hale and hearty. You don't have it in yourself to be embarrassed. Not during pollen. Not with memory of him struggling to breathe so fresh in your mind. Oh, you're coming to check on your old man, he teases you. He takes a deep breath, holds it, and lets it all out comfortably. I'm doing great. No congestion, no sneezing. I definitely don't want to take a hike outside of the walls. Oh, that makes sense now. He wanted to take a hike after he was infected by... Oh. Alright. Your dad pulls you into a big hug, ruffling your hair. He smells like sunshine and dirt and sweat. You've never been happier to breathe it all in. He's alive. I'm proud of you, he says quietly. You can pull off miracles, kiddo. I'm glad you're doing alright, Dad. You've barely seen your mom since the heliopause arrived. Dude, she looks frail. Like all of her strength got used up last year, and she's only starting to recover. Except, instead of relaxing, she's doing hard work rebuilding the geoponics dome. It must be hard for her to shake the fear of it happening. Being able to load your tray full of food at the canteen is still a luxury you don't take for granted. Sometimes you make up a tiffin for your mom, so she doesn't miss lunch. Hey, Solane, she says, smiling as you. Is that lunch? Been smelling the caramelized onions all morning. Can't wait. You deliver the tiffin into her grateful hands. Cracks the lid and takes a big inhale. You know, people used to give thanks before me back on Earth. I think I can understand why. Just thankful you're here. He reaches over and ruffles your hair. You're a good kid, Solane, he says. He looks at you a second, weighing whether to continue. No, we don't talk about it, but I know how hard you busted your butt back, making sure the colony didn't starve. When you're fighting for your life, you know the true measure of a person, continues Tom. I wish you didn't have to be tested at such a young age. You've really shown what you're proud of. Sorry, what you're made of. So proud of you, son. Hells yeah. No dead parents. Hey. Hey, Kevin. No dead parents. That's what I said. Not yet. Just no dead parents. Please and thank you. Let's train up on... What is... Man? We buy anything new? No. Alright. Go get our engineering up. Time for your end-of-term project. You're partnered with Tanj and Nami to come up with the project that uses everything you've learned about math, math, physics, computing, robotics, architecture, and astronomy. I know, Nami exclaims. We should go down to the Helio engine room to see if it makes us think of anything. That's not a terrible idea, actually, Tanj agrees slowly. We could do a comparison of the Helio's superior engine and talk about how Earth technology has improved in the years between the stratospheric and the heliopause leaving Earth. Nami excitedly leads the way. No offense, but we also had, like, way better funding than you guys, Nami explains, head down belly of the Helio. You know, like, government funding, right? Like, not just dark web stuff, but actual space travel budget. People were so mad when you guys left. The world didn't believe the Strato would even make it off the planet, but when you did, everyone got left behind got super competitive. So our technology is so much better. You and Tanj try not to roll your eyes as Nami channels away. You split up, take a look at all the different components to the Helio engines, from the cooling to the nanocell reactors to the complicated banks of computers. All house Helio's much less powerful onboard AI. The Helio might be newer, but nothing beats congruent. You're leaning in close to take a look at something faded, warning signs about pacemakers when you hear Nami yell, Oh no, guys, I think I broke it. Help, I'm stuck. Help them. You and Tanj rush over to where Nami is sprawled out in a tangle of cables, wrapped around them like a nest of snake bugs. Nami looks too terrified to move, and for good reason. Every time they do, more wires snap free of their connections and contributes to Nami's growing distress. The panel behind them beep and warning. Help me, she pleads. I'm afraid to move. What if I turn off life support or something? It is delicate, stressful work, but together you and Tanj manage to pull Nami from disaster. You look down at the jumbled, hopeless tangle with growing fear. You're going to have to rewire everything. Hope you get it right. All right. Start with this. Hey, culinary. Good afternoon. How are we gonna do this? Here we go. All right. 6, 5, 4, 6. There we go. Oh wait, +3 bonus to pairs? Nope. All right. You close. Ooh, double. Wow. All right. Not me. You all breathe a sigh of release when all the cables are reconnected and everything stops breathing. I knew we could do it, Nami says, looking relieved. Now we know how it all works. Ooh. You work together with your final project, which is full schematic of how the Helio engines work. Nami contributes some intensely detailed drawings, and Tange makes sure everything is correct. You write up the comparison between the Helio and the less complicated Strato. Congruence looks over your work. Congratulations, you three. This is wonderful work. You officially passed, but there's always more to learn, more to teach the others. By the way, she adds with a wink, good work repairing that power array as well. Don't worry, I won't tell. Ooh, increased rewards for studying engineering. Okay. Oh, hell, you know what? Was it anyone's birthday last month? Anyone that we know? Could it be any of the new kids, maybe? None of the kids that we know. Nope, none of the kids that we know. Alright. Anybody? Engineer. Ooh, you hear a scuttling of metallic legs. What the heck? Strange knee-high robot bursts through your engineering lab, going full tilt on its 6 spidery legs. It slams into a wall hard enough to knock itself down. It seems to be having trouble to get back up again, and is flailing its metal legs around dangerously. Ooh, fix the robot. Oh, Solane, thank you, Congruence says, wheeling in on a portable screen. I was running a diagnostics on the little fellow when it broke away and made a run for it. I really need someone to be my hands here, she continues. Everything used to be easier when... Dogs are being shit. Dogs causing shenanigans. I really need someone to be my hands here. He continues. Everything used to be easier with Hal around. Miss him. Congruence doesn't need to clear her throat, but you get the distinct impression she's simulating it anyway. If you want to come down and help me in the robotics lab, just come down anytime. Yes? First collectible use is free? Alright. Shouldn't I have a... Yeah, okay. Can I get a straight here? Let's see. 4. Make it 5. Make it 5, it'll be a better stat. That's fine. Yeah, what's the next one? Shop gadget. What is your definition of shop gadget? Ooh. Ooh. That's a lot of engineering. That's... Vintage focus device. That's funny. Nothing super for me. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we will do another, we'll do robotics. And then we'll go exploring. You're honestly pumped for your first day in the robotics lab. There wasn't enough room on the Strato for a proper lab. And for most of life, you've been warned about the bots that the colony relies on, like the watering bot and the hover lifts, will eventually break down for good. With a fully functioning robotics lab, you'd be able to keep all those bots active for a lot longer. Plus, there's all sorts of unused bots here. You look around and wonder at the array of bots and chassis, shells. Maybe one day you'll be able to create new robots on your own. Can't wait to show off what you do. Congruence is so relieved to have an assistant. Since Hal died, well, Dr. Instance is too busy to help, she says, in setting up. Tangent sometimes lends a hand, literally, but she seems more interested in her own project. Chief Engineer seems to think they're a lost cause, that we should just recycle them, Ruins upon. Hal would have never thought they were trash. What are you excited to work on, Spy? Programming is super cool. Isn't it? Congruence agrees. You can do anything in the digital world. Translating it to the physical world is another challenge, but I promise that you're going to learn so much about bot code. Congruence goes quiet, but adds, go ahead, look around. If you have any questions, let me know. You spend the day getting to know your way around the robotics lab, meeting all the bots you're going to be working with. These broken, forgotten bots just need a little TLC. Yeah? That's a... I just realized what this card is. Extra skill points. That's useful. 7 engineer. We're gonna max out engineering. Oh, it helps out creativity too. We haven't been able to build that before. Okay, early dust. Time for a gift for a girlfriend. Nem doesn't say anything as you approach. I got something for you, Nem. Have a Xeno egg. Nem gives you a little smile. She accepts the egg. Thank you for remembering my birthday, Solane. It's hard without calm here. Alright. Get you. Okay. Save. Exploring. Oop, talk to Dad. You catch your parents muttering about the new governor and people from Heliopause. Your mom seems to be upset. Yep, fascist. The word fascist catches your ear. Might be your chance to ask some of the burning questions you had. Who are these new people? Your dad looks startled and tries to muster a friendly smile. You overheard us, kiddo. Your mom gives him a warning sideways glance. Listen, Solane. He hesitates, around nervously as if you're afraid of being watched. You're just gonna have to trust us adults on one. There are things you're too young to understand. I'm not too young. Your mom stiffens. Your dad motions to calm her. I thought the same thing about myself once, says gravely. I was wrong. The Helios came here just like us, looking for a better life, he tells you. Some of them had other reasons too, but now that they're here, we have to learn how to work together. When your mother and I were young, on Earth, we learned a hard lesson. It's a smile. We learned a lot of hard lessons. One that it was safer to be led by one dangerous person than to be attacked by an army of them. He lets that sink in. Another was that sometimes, when adults tell you not to worry, you should listen to them. Go on, enjoy your youth. He gestures towards the Heliopause. Go get to know some of the new kids. I'm sure you'll find they're a lot like you. Before you can say another word, they're called back to work. Still so much to be done to rebuild the farms and geoponic greenhouses. You can see people from Helio helping your parents. Maybe they aren't all bad. Alright. Exploration time. We're gonna do the valley. Chief Surveyor Utopia stops you and Dis near the depot. Feel that? Yes. You can feel kind of an ominous distant thumping, pulsing regularly through the ground. You stand still, you can feel it vibrate up into your body like a massive global pulse. Utopia says, checking a readout on her holopalm. I reckon it's naturally occurring, he concludes. But it's giving me the willies all the same. You better check it out. Mind you stick together, and take readings on the way, in case it's dangerous. You follow the thumping, now an audible noise, growing louder, west, until you roughly triangulated its location. You know you're getting close, but it sounds like it's coming from all around you. Your instruments aren't precise enough to help. What do you think it is? He just spreads his hands. Aliens, he says seriously. Follow the sound. Up. 5. 4. 4. Super win! Ooh, perception's getting up there now, too. Find... Team? An ancient, broken-down machine. Small pyramid-shaped building made from some kind of dark stone or bone that almost looks like it grew that way. Except, it isn't broken. It's just very old and overgrown. Looks more like a pile of rubble and roots than a building or an engine or whatever it was. Still, something noise comes from inside of it. The vibrations are strong here, making your guts feel weird. You don't notice it at first, but there's a curious path in the ground moving away from the machine. A line half a meter wide where the dirt is a little more worn and bare. Heads off in a straight line to the west. Or it's coming from the west? Could animals made this path, or Thumper itself? It's definitely not natural. Or some parts of the Thumper you can see what might have been writing once, carved into a deep, not quite rock. Must be thousands of years. Whatever part of it still works deep down is its core. It has a funny smell too. Sweet, like something fermented. Puffs of air come from the vents near the top, in time to the thumping. You also note that animals have a lot more aggressive than usual. Even the insects buzz more annoyingly over. Your scanners register higher levels of attack pheromone. Whatever's going on, the fauna don't like it either. Eventually, you head back to share your findings with Utopia. Totally an alien civilization. Utopia scratches her head. I suppose. Maybe. You said it looks ancient, right? Perhaps there could be put another civ a long time ago. Found other signs, but nothing active like this. It seems to be pointing west or receiving something. Bouncing the fingers. There's some right unglyph ridge lines out there that could have been checking from that direction, but we got gliders and motivation. That's half the battle. She makes note in her holopalm. I'll open up the western resting ridges for surveyors. She says, then grins. Ooh, say that 3 times fast. Stick together. Just looks at you curiously. Sure, if you're scared. Egg. Fruit. Lava. In the ground draws your attention. Odd and low, lumpy. Is it? 6, 5, 4, 6, 6, 5, 4. A 5, a 4, a 3, and a 2. Whoa. It's a potato minefield. Underground. I'm gonna sneeze. The recent rain has swelled the young melons to bursting. You better watch your step, or you'll end up knee-deep in potato juice. The good news is, they're tasty. Forage one. So dang heavy, the calorie-to-weight ratio isn't optimal. Most are too young, kinda ripe for it. Dig it up, roll it back to the depot. Hey, buddy. Thing? +2 bonus to straights. Well, we can't do a straight here, but we'll... 3, 3. Five. 4. do it. Yep, we know that one. We've done that a million times. Double a card. All right. Be able to determine that the mushrooms are edible. Fill your basket. Read a straight. Wow, alright. We make a straight here. We cannot. Yeah, we cannot, but we can do. Six, goodness. That's a straight. 7. 6. A 5. Now, that's 36. Is that any better? Nope. There we go. Getting animals up there. One of those. Hey. Ooh. Cards with gems are wild. All right. Seven. More kudos. Spent the month exploring. Heck yeah. The Vertumnalia Festival is a welcome day of normalcy in an otherwise chaotic year. Despite some lingering rivalry between the two factions, Vertumnalia is a chance for the Helios and Stratos to come together and appreciate the bounty of the planet. At least that's what the adults say. As Governor Lum takes the stage to address the colony, you can't help but notice the crowd is segregated into according to their ship of origin. Rex shoots you away from across on the Stratos side, and Nami makes a silly face. Base is surrounded by other young soldiers, and all looking sharp in their heliopause uniforms. With Tangent standing behind you, or beside you, you wonder if the two ships will ever feel like one colony. A fanfare plays over the square's announcement system. Lum's honor guard do a complex drill with their drone rifles. Greetings, people of Vertumna, Lum says, his voice ringing out over the square. We may be far from our beautiful Earth, but we can still celebrate and be thankful for what we have here. We've worked hard to save this beleaguered little colony from the brink of destruction. Should be proud of our work. Helios cheer. Your side of the square is more quiet. I know some of you have been asking, Lum, how do you get going? Oh, God. How are you going to do it all by yourself? How are you going to run the colony, solve everyone's problem, turn this planet into a paradise, and look good? Lum, get bent. Lum strikes a smattering of polite applause. Well, I have an answer for you, he continued. The old council made a lot of bad choices, like illegally leaving Earth. But I believe in second chances, so I've appointed the original department heads to my own council. Lum's Council 2.0. Better not disappoint me, he laughs, making finger guns at the department heads in front of his foot of his podium. Stay on your toes, Stratos. I also want to promise everyone here today that we're going to make Vertumna safe for humans. The next time those bastard Xenos attack, we're going to blow them to so many little pieces there won't be enough left to wipe off our boots. We've already got the defenses, he gestured broadly at the new, taller, thicker walls, and we're building homes for everyone. Homes where people can raise children again, knowing the military men and women are keeping us safe. Big cheers from both sides. Some of the colonists around you even have tears in their eyes, especially those who lost family in the last attack. Lum goes on for a while, lionizing Heliopause's military strength and casting subtle digs at your failed colony experiment. Fuck off, Lum. Finally, the crowd disperses to sit at the square for afternoon festivities, some traditional and some new. At the tables, Aunt Anne and the kids are setting out a spread for dinner. There's an unimaginable amount of food thanks to Heliopause's huge ration surplus, and the piles upon piles of Xenos meat from the hunting parties, for those who could stomach it. Anne is all smiles, clearly making an effort to move on as Lum mandated, despite still mourning her lost son, Com. But not even the festive atmosphere can force a smile onto Nem's. We should be mourning. Nem nods. Should have skipped for Timnalia this year, she says quietly. We can't celebrate being alive when people are dead. The chime sounds to announce the square is set up for an annual competition. Well, there's no science fair. Can't do that. Reasoning could go up a little bit. Organizing, we want to keep building. The combat's almost there. Let's do Xeno wrangling. Oh, it helped with anemone. All right. Without calm to run the obstacle court, the physical competitions are released with a float cow rodeo. The bulls have had their adder bladders emptied and weights attached to their grasshopper legs, keeping them low enough to wrangle. Them enjoys the rodeo along with Vase. He fiercely dedicates participation to Calm's memory. This is cruel, Cal shouts from the sidelines. Float cows are friends, not foes. You're not wrong. He throws a ripe potato at the participants. It lands at your feet, but all three of you are splattered with juice. Vase takes steps towards Cal with his fist raised, but Cal disappears into the crowd. 10 kudos if equals goal. That's a big goal. Small blue? I mean, make that 8. I don't like that. What about, how about we do... that. That. Ooh, double card to the right? Crazy. 5, 4, 5. Yeah, we get a lot of those. There we go. Anemone fights hard. You're the champ. You get a lasso around. Oh, hey, you know what? I didn't even think about it, but this is going to give us a rest, too. Get a lasso around the ornery bull's neck. Haul yourself onto its woolly back. Powerful grasshopper legs bounce around you on the ring, but you manage to hold onto the wrestle down to the dirt. The crowd cheers so loud you can barely hear the float cow bleeding in discomfort. Yee-haw! Utopia cheers from the stands. Dem looks disappointed. Base looks angry. Your performance has definitely put you on the radar for as competition. After the festivities, the mood in the colony is much. You can see people smiling easier and often see mixed groups of Helios and Stratos socializing together. Feels the first time people actually let themselves relax. Alright. I actually think we're going to call it here, and we'll pick this up on Wednesday, normal time. Thank you all for joining me again. This was fun. I'm glad I'm glad I went through and spent the time to do this, because it has been a process. And I feel like it's going to be less stressful the rest of the game. Well, minor the actual emotional stress. But let us see who is live. RE Channel TVT is doing Alien Isolation. That is remotely close to what we've been doing here, so let's raid Ari. For those of you that don't know Ari, they are a VTuber. They kind of run the idea of like a
2 Sonic Chop House cheeseburgers coming up.
How do I describe it? Like a fashion designer, basically. They're very cool. So let's give a raid to RE Channel VT. If you have my emotes, feel free to throw in some Bee and Willow happy emotes with some hearts. If you don't have my emotes, feel free to throw in an AI raid or two. We will go from there. Have a great week, folks. I will see you on Wednesday night.
Sure if that's a good idea or not, though. We got one of them, so now we gotta go through this way. This is I'm pretty sure I can walk here.